Alright, morning. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but all that and all that is ash that fell on our tent throughout the night. Not a terrible amount, but enough to make you be like, we're too close to a fire. I'm going to get you the view of the fire once we get up and packing, but the valleys that we were climbing through, I'm super glad we camped on top of a high point, because even though it's still smoky up here, it is socked in with like smoke, I don't know, 400, 500 feet below us. So we got like 12 or 13 miles to the road, and thankfully that's all we got, because I don't know, I would like to get out of this fire and figure out what we're gonna do about it. Yeah.
Let's do.
Gesunddiddles. All right, pay no attention to the diddles behind the curtain. Wizard of Oz reference. They definitely said diddles in that movie as well. Yeah, this is all the ash I was filming. My hands are just, oh my God. What happened? Yeah, it's just been raining ash on us. So we're gonna get the hell out of here. This is the valley I was telling you about. So like down there, even 20 minutes ago, was way worse, being socked in with smoke. So if we would have camped like before this climb up here, last night would have been way more choky and coffee, which would not have been fun. Yeah, we're gonna go get to that road. Also have no water left. That's fun.
Do you want some water? I have almost. I can give you some.
I might take a half liter from the baby, thank you. Yeah. We have a water in 5 miles. This was that dry segment I was telling you about, from Iron Spring to, it's the water tank on the border of the Gila National Forest. So 27 miles of dry. And sadly, we weren't able to go from water to water as a hike. We had 6 miles before the water, so it would have been 33 miles day yesterday, which I guess if we really pushed, we could have, but oh well. I'm talking a lot for the morning. Instead, we're going to do a lot of walking. Well, some walking. All right, so this is trail number 60. I don't think it actually has a name, but so far I think it just follows the fence line after the junction with the CDT. Yeah, I don't know though. Could be going the right way, could be going the wrong way. Sometimes you just gotta guess. After it, but not too bad.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this is it.
Yeah. Climbing makes it a little harder when you're sucking in smoke. Yeah, the fence may try to trick you, like you want to cut off it, but continue following the fence. The fence is your guiding post, your everything, your bunny rabbit, your hippity hoppity, boppity floppity. Let the fence post be your guide, is what I was trying to say with all that. Feels like I'm in a science fiction novel. Follow the red sun to Mars. Alright, backside of Woohoo Peak. Woohoo! Probably be a pretty fantastic view.
Oh, there's tons of smoke coming from behind us and tons of smoke coming from there.
There's smoke from everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very smoky.
Smoke
Makes my throat hurt.
on the water, diddles in the sky. Alright, so trail 60 stops here, and it takes a really sharp button hook up this next fence line. Kind of old 2-track-ish type feeling right here. I don't know how long this lasts, but should be on it for a hot minute. Yeah, so really sharp button hook, about 2 miles before
the water tank, so stay on your R's and W's. All right, another sharp bite and hook. You don't parallel that fence line forever. Find something that looks like a very old 2-track and then walk it. Again, I don't know if this is the right way, but it feels right. It feels right. All right. This trail has become like cross-country slash walking slash very faded 2-track walking. Hopefully it gets better after the water tank because, yeah, it's not much trail. All right, we found a road again. We were just sucking in smoke. Just sucking it in. Should be about half mile from the water source. So, yeah, hopefully we can get a hitch in a Winston. Maybe even Truth and Consequence. So I can breathe motel air. Who knows? All right, so this is the water at the end of the 27-mile dry stretch. She full. It's just, yeah, it's just called trough. Yeah, I don't know much more to say about it besides it's the water about 6 or 7 miles, somewhere in there from New Mexico Highway 52. So we're gonna fill up here. Probably fill up still a good amount just in case we don't get into Winston, which I really, really hope we can to get out of the smoke too. Oh yeah, it looks sharp.
The bead on that tire is pokey.
Yeah.
Don't sit.
Yeah, so we're gonna fill up some aguas. Wow, it's smoky. Smoke on the water. Oh. Yeah, okay. All right, we have left the water. I say all right at the beginning of a lot of these clips. When I put them together, it's just a lot of all right, all right, all right.
Okay, thank you.
You ever driven a Lincoln? Remember?
That's enough of that.
Remember that Matthew McConaughey commercial?
No.
Or was it Jim Carrey?
I don't know.
I think there's a spoof on the Matthew McConaughey commercial when Jim Carrey was driving a Lincoln and he's like, you ever wonder about the important things in life? Like,
Your phone's running low on memory. Is this really what you wanted to say?
yeah, like what's up there? What's in the galaxy above us? Then you ever wonder things like, how long have you been rolling this booger in your hands?
You've really gone off topic.
It's actually the commercial though.
I know, but what were you going to say after you said all right?
Oh. It turned into 2-track. Good 2-track after the water source. About 6 miles from the Winston Road, New Mexico 52. So, yeah, it turned into 2 good track. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The message still the same. All right. This feels very CDT-ish, like Wyoming.
We walked straight through the cows.
Yeah. Their water actually looks better than the last water we got.
Yeah. There was no report on the water report about this.
It did say there was another trough ahead.
Oh, did it?
On the GPX track, at least. But I already got my water.
We're good. Also, the cows are here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is this where the road ends and the cross country begins?
I don't know.
Friend. Ah. No. They were off to the right. Oh no. So we had a 27-mile dry stretch, and then all of a sudden we got Water City because whatever rancher owns this land. The past 2 miles we passed like 3 good water sources. So first one was still the best. They should just call this one the Trough Trail on the way into Winston. We're about 2 miles out from the road, somewhere in there, and we just passed trough after trough after trough. Hey, I ain't complaining. I love the aguas, but yeah, Trough Trail proper. Trough Trail proper. Ooh, I can step over this one, I think. I got that type of reach. Oh, I got that type of reach. Oh, close. It is super close. Got some big bulls around here. I'm trying to give that big boy a wide berth. He's tucked behind those two right now. There he is. Brown cow. Big old bull. No, thank you. Well, folks, this is New Mexico Highway 52. These bugs are actually pretty painful when they bite your legs. So yeah, this is the highway. Our trail continues that way, but Winston is this way. So we might just kick it at AB's mailbox. It's like 12:05, so take a long lunch. On the faint possibility somebody comes by. Honestly, New Mexico 59 looked better. It's just two junctions. But the guidebook says this is the better spot to hitch in from, so.
Apparently it becomes paved like not far south of us.
It's south at the junction of 52.
Yeah.
That's far south, that's like 10 miles south.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna kick it here. Eat some lunch. Faintly hope that we might get a ride in, but if not, we're going to continue on that way. You want to ride the horse into town? All right, it is 1:30. We have been here for an hour and a half and no movement. So we were going to wait here till 2 o'clock. On the off chance there might have been a car, but not even seeing one. We're gonna hedge our bets and keep going. Luckily we sent a box to Monticello, so we have to get there between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. tomorrow, and from where we're standing it's 33 miles. So today we have to get at least to Burma Road, where the junction into Monticello is, which is another 19 miles, and that would leave us about 15 to walk in the morning. So we're gonna end up having to wake up at like 4 a.m. and just building in as much time as possible, because yeah, in the little quote-unquote town of Monticello, the post office is only open from 9 to 11 a.m. and if we miss our box, we're screwed because there's nothing else there. No general store, nowhere to camp. So like we have to get our box, charge up some electronics, and then walk back out of town tomorrow. So yeah, Winston, I would highly recommend not can't even think, not magpie.
Not relying on Winston.
There we go, that's the word I was looking for. Don't.
Honestly, I would almost recommend, if you have a vehicle in New Mexico, cash box.
Yeah.
Crash a bucket somewhere around here so you don't have to go into either one of them.
Yeah.
It's bad either way.
Yeah, either way is bad. Winston's 18.5 miles that way. Where we gotta walk into Monticello, it's 15 miles off trail. So this chunk of trail on the Grand Enchantment is the hardest to resupply. There's also, the roads are super nothing. So yeah, Monticello, Winston, it's kind of a grab bag. Makes us happy that we did send a box to Winston. I mean, Monticello, because now we can just walk into it tomorrow. We hedged our eggs in all the baskets. We tried to get into Winston yesterday, no good. And we tried to get in today, no good. So Monticello it is. Super happy we sent a box there. All right, let's go get it. All right, so the guidebook talks about this. That canyon right there is Monticello Box.
And you're actually allowed to go into it.
Yeah, you're allowed to go into it for like a mile, but then we have to start like a redonkulous cross country in a giant loop around this ranch. But you have a public easement right away for like a
because
mile.
Of a lawsuit.
Yeah.
For a mile.
Because of
if you need to bring a car in, you can get the combination to this lock from the New Mexico, BLM field office.
Yeah.
Which is in Truth and Consequence, I think. But if you're on foot,
do it big. All right, we're gonna go in there and then start our cross country after we get some water. All right, so this is Alamosa Creek. It is flowing. So funny enough, we hadn't seen a car for an hour and a half waiting on the highway. And as soon as we climbed that private property sign, we saw a car. So they must have gotten a permit to be back here. Didn't really stop and talk to us. They were doing their thing, we were doing our thing. So we're gonna look for water, even though there's water right here. This might be our water for the day. I don't know. We're gonna find it out. You feeling froggy leap? You feeling froggy leap, little boy? Don't taunt the cows, baby. Don't taunt the cows. Alright, so that is Monticello Box Canyon. The private property kind of starts like half a mile through it. You can go explore it for a quick minute. It's beautiful from here. We kind of don't have a lot of time to play with. But yeah, Monticello Box Canyon, you can't take the road through it to connect to what this massive loop's about to be about. So we're going up. Time to start our schwack. Wish that was actually an open route we could take, but alas, it's time to schwack. So this is the outflow of Ojo Caliente. It's actually like pretty warm. It's not like hot, but it's like 70, 80 degree water. It's not the coldness you would expect from a spring. Funny enough, it's not listed on the water source, water report, but it's definitely the outflow of the spring. If you read the guidebook, they talk about it feeding into the Alamos Creek. So tempted to get water here from a spring besides the cattle troughs in a mile. So maybe, we'll see. So I really don't know why the water report doesn't have Ojo Caliente as a water source. It's warmer water, but it's a spring, and the GPX line follows all the way up to the headwaters of it. You saw. So I'm gonna filter from here so we don't have to filter these. It's coming straight out the ground. Good stuff. Good stuff. 3 times the charm. I'm gonna say it again. I do not know why Ojo Caliente is not on the water report. That's by far the best water source we've seen all day. So now that we're past the headwaters, we begin our bushwhack slash washwalk slash bushwhack. So I'll bring you along.
kind of fresh.
Yeah.
Not fresh enough to stink.
Yay. Okay, so after Ojo Caliente, don't follow that wash for too long, because what we did was get off trail and then we had to climb. I think you saw that film at the top of something, and then dropping back down into this wash. This is the trail. Again, it's mostly cross country that we're doing, so you kind of have the freedom to do whatever you want, but I think how this guy routed it, he picked the path of least resistance. So
It's also hard to tell from the topos because a lot of these hills are very small.
yeah, the topos don't, if you didn't pick up what she said, the topos don't do a terrible good job of telling you how steep the stuff is, because just coming down into this wash, super steep, but it was only one topo line. So yeah, just stay on your R's and W's. It's a schwack, do what you want to do. But I would stay as true to the red line as possible. Ew, I don't like that comment. I would stay as true to the GPX files as possible. Alright, so I couldn't figure out what this road's named, but it's near waypoint 27282. We join it just for a quick second. That wash that you follow up to here, it is deep sand. You're gonna be spinning your wheels for a moment. So nice to join a 2-track for, I don't know, half mile. That wash is bonkers. That's some deep sand walking. Easy in the sense there's not much to dodge, just super deep. All right, let go. All right, so this is Boulder Tank, a cattle tank. Don't necessarily want to drink this water, but feasibly, this is the last water for about 28 miles. So 13 miles of trail to the junction into Monticello, and then 15 miles into Monticello. There's a couple possible water sources along the way, but this is the last like fully confirmed one. There's something called Garcia Falls on the way into Monticello, but it says it's seasonal, so don't want to, but I'm gonna fill up 1.5 liters here, just in case. Yummy. You wonder how much this is cow piss and how much it's actually water, but oh well. Maybe I'll filter out the cow piss. Yummy. And this is why we carried 5.5 liters up from Caliente Oda, or Hot Spring, because this water is super nasty and it's pretty hard to collect. The banks are so muddy that you sink into it. Yeah, not great looking water, but good to have a little extra than not. So yeah, filling up. Back to schwacking and smoke. Oh man. Alright, about like 0.3 before Bobtail Tank. It's dry. So Bobtail Tank's another cattle tank that you can go to that's about, I don't know, 0.3 off trail, maybe even less. But again, we're not relying on it, so we're not going to go to it. Alright, we're picking our way as fast as we can. We got 2-track for a little bit longer, and then another 5 miles-ish of cross country. So should be able to finish that up around 7 o'clock. Then we have 6 more miles of 2-track to the junction into Monticello. So probably be hiking until around 8 or 9 tonight. Yep, that's the direction we're going. That's nice. Alright, so this is the tank. It's not on the water report, but it's in the GPX files. And it says not reliable. As you can see, it does not look good. But I guess if you're desperate, you can drink that. Not great though. Alright, got about 3.5 miles now of this cross country on top of this ridge. These are some hard miles. So leaving out of the Winston area, New Mexico Highway 52, these are no joke miles. Biggest schwack we've had or off trail we've had in a long time. So yeah, expect it to take a little bit. That was just pitch black with smoke. Not great. Alright, it's like 7 o'clock right on the dot, and we're leaving the ridge line we were following for the past like 3 miles about. Dropping down into that draw. Again, really pretty up there, really slow going. There's sometimes some pseudo single track, very, very faint. It's cross country, so got about a mile more cross country till we hit a dirt road. We cross it, got another half mile cross country, so we should hit our road walk before nightfall, which was the goal. So this way we go. All right, the last mile before the road's a pretty brutal one. Doesn't look steep on the camera, but you have to come down a really steep wash, really steep ridge down into this wash, and then you got to go and climb that straight up. No switchbacks, no trail. So yeah, it's gonna take you a minute. It is going to take you a minute. I got to find the bow. I know she was behind me for a second, so I'm going to wait down here for her. All right. What a day. Man, these miles, they're something. They are something. Ain't easy miles to get to Monticello. All right. She is steep to get up there. Came down that one, dropped into that wash. Now climbing up this one. All right, first bench at 6,600 feet. We barely drop down and pop up to the top of that bench. Good job, Brett Tucker. You have broken a magpie. She has been repeatedly saying she can't do this, which she's done stuff as tough as this, if not tougher. So good job, Brett Tucker. You broke her. For those of you who don't know, he's the creator of this route. Yeah, today's been a pretty gnar day. So you done broke a magpie, but we're getting there. Once we hit the road, we can just night hike road miles. So as long as we do another mile, we get up to here, hit a road, just cross it, then cross country to the next one. As long as we can do that in the next 30 minutes, we're good. So yeah, we can night hike road miles. nerdy reference. Alright, so the trail is over there. We're close to Burma Road and just our road walk, as you can see. But we saw this off trail. It's right before you start the last 5-6 miles towards Monticello on the Burma Road. This is right off trail, and as you can see, there's some water up top. I don't think this would fall in if I climbed on it. So I might try to get some of that. But there's definitely water in here too. I just don't know how to access it. So here's agua. It's just about trying to reach it. There's water on top. So we're gonna try to figure out how to get some water. All right, so that tank does have water. It's just that hole is actually filled up to the top. It's just so dark I couldn't see it. So it's right before the road. You get do that last little ravine, and then you start the Burma road walk about 5 miles to the Monticello junction. So I don't know how recent that is.
The coordinates for this are 33.55787. Negative 107.51353.
Yeah. So it was filled up with rainwater, and it hasn't really rained here in forever, so that actually makes it a lot better. We were carrying for a very waterless stretch, so filled up. Feel pretty confident with our water now to get to Monticello. Alright, time for some night hiking. Little bit of night hiking. I think first night hike of the Grand Enchantment Trail. Not positive. I think we might have hiked in the dark, but like extended time at night hiking. So it's like 9 o'clock. We're about 3.5 miles from the junction into Monticello. So we're gonna walk until 10 o'clock and find camp. Might get to the junction, might not. But we'll be setting ourselves up pretty good to get in tomorrow morning. All right, I gotta focus so I don't trip. All right, folks, we made it. What a day. What a day. So we are about 0.8 from where the road cuts into Monticello. So that means we're about 15.5 away, 15.6. And the post office closes at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So we're gonna be waking up at 4 a.m. Feet need to be on the ground no later than 5 a.m. So we're gonna have to crush some miles in the morning to get our resupply box. But today, wow, what a whirlwind of a day. Super smoky in the morning. Had hopes we would get into Winston, spent an hour and 30 at lunch. Hopes died. Then that cross-country loop around Monticello Box Canyon, since it's private property through there. That loop cross-country it's gnar. We did
So bad.
What was that?
It's so bad. It's some of the worst cross country on the whole trail.
It honestly was some of the hardest cross-country on the entire trail. Even the wash walking was like deep sand. So yeah.
Momentum eating.
Yeah, that was gnar. So we did close to a 30-mile day today with at least 2 or 3 hours of breaks and like slow pace on some miles today too. So good job. We got it. Yeah, gonna get some sleep. 5 hours, 6 hours of sleep. We're here at 10 o'clock if we fall asleep by 11. 5 hours of sleep and then crank out the last 15 miles and get a resupply box. No town, but resupply box. We did it. Let's get it, baby.
All right, so that was gonna be the last video of the day, but I had to pop this in here. Just counted up the mile markers in Gaia. They have little dots every mile. And I thought we had done like 28 miles today or somewhere in there. We did a 31-mile day, baby. Woo! First 30 on the Grand Enchantment Trail, and what a 30 to do. Pretty stoked. I'm pretty stoked about it. I know you may not be excited, but I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. All right, 31-mile day through Schwack attack land. Whew. Go get it, son. All right, food time.